Apparently, Mark Levin has been under siege by the likes of Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly, especially Megyn Kelly, as Mark had to go tell his daddy Trump that Megyn was playing too rough. I'm not even kidding.
I tweeted at Mark Levin this weekend something to the effect of, "I'm very sorry about his micro penis," which I really enjoyed.
Well, to be 100% honest, and I have to be fair, this is a video critiquing Mark Levin. I also have to critique Megyn Kelly on this issue. Like, Megyn was a little bit juvenile to go here, you know? And then, could we also respond with, well, you're a loosey-goosey, you know? I mean, and then, how would the politics de-evolve at that point? You know, I mean, everyone's calling each other micro penises and loosey gooseys, and you know, but it's still quite ridiculous that Mark had to go tattletale to his daddy Trump. Pathetic.
I mean, I thankfully have never had to look at it firsthand, but you can just tell. No one's that angry and misogynistic, because there's been lots of misogyny in his tweets about me.
Well, this is what you get with big tent politics. You got one group calling the other group misogynist, and that group calling the other group anti-Semitic, and it is what it is.
Like all the time, who doesn't have that problem? And really, we should be feeling sorry for Mark Levin. We should be comforting him, because that's got to be really tough. You got to go out on the air and try to act like you're a big swingin'. And as you know, the only people who act like they have the big swingin' are the ones that don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with Megyn on this one. I'm sure Mark Levin isn't packing magnums in that department, if you know what I mean. And he's a tattletale. He's a snitch.
So he's really revealed it to me, against my wishes and consent, to be honest. But there it was for me to see, obviously. And so I called him out on it. And guess what? He didn't like his new nickname. Rather than dealing with it like a man by making a joke about it, whatever, ignoring it, brushing me back from the plate, he actually ran to the President of the United States.
Donald Trump. Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, and brilliant, hence the nickname, the Great One.
If he's so tough, Mr. President, query why you're fighting his battle.
Mark would often do Sean's show, speaking as a lawyer, and Sean realized then, as did others, that he was special. Mark Levin was not looking to do television, radio, or anything else, but he was drafted by some very smart people who also understood that there are few like him. He's a true conservative and intellect, far smarter than those who criticize him, but above all, he is a man of great wisdom and common sense who truly loves our country. When you hear others unfairly attack Mark, remember that they are jealous and angry human beings whose sway is much less than the public understands and will, now that they know where I stand, rapidly diminish.
This is Trump. He firmly believes that if he criticizes you, meaning me, Tucker, or anybody, that we will have no more audience left. I mean, I have 10 years to show that's not true. Now, yet, are there some who will say, okay, the president's mad at you, I'm out? I guess so, but I feel like those people left me long ago because nobody ever thought I was a Trump sycophant. Fan, yes. Sycophant, no. And, you know, we've sparred many, many times. Again, he's not naming me, but I think it's fair to say this is about me, it's about Tucker, and it's about some of Mark's critics on the right.
Other than for this wonderful wife and family, Mark Levin only cares and wants one thing: greatness and success for America.
Ron, you're like a brother. You really are. And Rhoda, you're fantastic. They have sacrificed years and years and years serving the Israeli government and really the American government too. Be careful, Ron. You'll go back to Israel and they'll say, what do you have, dual citizenship with Israel and the United States? No, I think you've proven yourself. Here's the thing. If you're an American patriot, you're an Israeli patriot. If you're an Israeli patriot, you're an American patriot. It's that simple. We have this all wrong. Oh, we give Israel $3 billion a year. Oh, they're a protectorate. We, Europe, people of freedom, Jews, Christians, people who believe in liberty around the world, we need to thank the Israelis for what they've been doing.
Those that speak ill of Mark will quickly fall by the wayside, as do people whose ideas, policies, and footings are not sound. They are not MAGA. I'm MAGA, includes not allowing Iran, a sick, demented, and violent terrorist regime, to have a nuclear weapon to blow up the United States of America, the Middle East, and ultimately the rest of the world.
I said they're going to drop them. In my opinion, they might. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm the only one bringing this up.
MAGA is about stopping them cold, and that is exactly what we're doing. God bless our great military, which I've rebuilt since the beginning of my first term to achieve everlasting peace through strength. Make America great again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump.
If you reject Judaism and you reject Christianity and you reject the link of the two, you reject the Bible. If you reject Judaism and Christianity and the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the two, not only are you rejecting our founding, you're rejecting our country. And yes, is giving aid and comfort, propaganda to the enemy, as are individuals who I call the woke right neo-fascists, who are stirring the anti-Semitism pot, who are stirring the trash Christian pot. They are no different than the same voices we heard in the 1930s, and just as disgusting, evil, and reprehensible. All this talk about this war wasn't imminent. Why did we decide now? All this talk about what is the mission? All of this is used to try and obstruct, undermine, dispirit, and divide this nation. At a time when Donald Trump is doing what great presidents do. Shame on you, woke right neo-fascists. You will be remembered as the unpatriotic, anti-American Jew haters that you are. I ask you, what do you think Jefferson and Madison would do in these circumstances today? What do you think Franklin Roosevelt would do in these circumstances today? Or Abraham Lincoln, or George Washington, or even Ronald Reagan when they didn't have nuclear weapons in Iran? What do you think they would do? They would take action.
Yeah, for some reason, Mark, I highly doubt that Washington or Jefferson or Adams or Lincoln or Teddy Roosevelt would advocate for us to become permanently tethered to a little country in the Middle East. I don't think our forefathers were actually that big of neocons. For some reason, I don't believe they would act as you say they would act. And I know they definitely would not advocate for the use of nuclear weapons, which you did here.
What are they going to do if they're surrounded? What are they going to do if 150,000 advanced missiles are going to be shot? What are they going to do if Iran gets involved? Well, they can't win a conventional war. What are they going to do? I think I know what they do. I know what we would do. We would destroy the enemy, because otherwise we're exterminated. That's all I have to say.
Well, Mark, you brought up nuclear war, I mean, essentially. And also we're talking about America's involvement. And how, as
No,
this
we're not.
expands...
No, we're not. No, we're not.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
No, we're not. If you drop... Look.
I'm
Rachel,
sorry,
when you
I
ask
just...
questions like- Hold on.
Yeah.
Rachel, when you ask questions like that, you need to answer them. Not just ask them. What are they going to do if there's multiple front war? What are they going to do if they have kidnaps or hostages and other hostages? What are they going to do? Die, I guess.
We had a general on earlier in the show who said that our military is not doing well. You know, recruitments are low. They're not focused. He described a military that's not prepared in many ways, and yet there we are in Ukraine. We could have another front here. China's on the move. I mean, this has to be. We have to pause and think a little bit here because it just sounds like a roll towards
Rachel,
war.
Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about. What does Ukraine have to do with this, and China have to do it? I'm talking about what the Israelis are going.
I'm talking. Well, the Israelis have their issue, but I'm concerned that a lot of the talk that's going on now is about involving the United States, and that's another matter. And it's not anti-Semitic to say that we as Americans should take a pause.
Okay, look, I didn't say it was anti-Semitic. That's number one. So I don't appreciate that either. Number two, the Israelis haven't asked us to get involved. They asked us to give them equipment. Number three, they have their own arsenal, which they never admit. So while you bring up all these issues to me, which kind of fogs precisely, you're the prime minister of Israel. You're about to send hundreds of thousands of your troops in to take out the enemy once and for all. We saw the slaughter that took place. He's not thinking about Ukraine or China, neither are we. And I'm saying to you this, I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes it's tough. If Israel is going to face annihilation, you think they have those nukes in there to collect dust? I'm not even encouraging anything be done. I'm not even saying nuke them, nuke them, nuke them. I am saying Iran needs to understand, and Hezbollah needs to understand, that if you think you're going to wipe out these people, you're not. And so we have to deal with reality. And reality is, but America's involved in this. America, I said they're going to drop them. In my opinion, they might. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm the only one bringing this up. I'm not even encouraging it. But if you're a country that has that kind of weaponry, and your people are going to be slaughtered as they were, except this time totally destroyed, they need to be thinking about all their options. And my guess is they are. I don't know. So when we go on TV and say, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're surrounded. They're going to wipe them out. We can't send troops. We can't. Fine. But if I'm the president or prime minister of Israel, I got to think it all through. All of it. As far as the U.S. military being stretched, that's not Israel's fault. It's nothing to do with Israel. I mean, it might be nice if we actually started to fund our military, too, and not treat it like it's some secondary agency and put a 19% increase for the EPA. We have a lot of problems in this country. A lot. But that's not on the head of the Israeli people who are trying to survive.
For all his big, tough talk of going to war with Iran, and death and destruction and nuclear war, he sure is a little wussy. What a weak little wussy. I'd use stronger language, but I don't want to get banned. But really, this is MAGA. This guy's MAGA, and this guy is MAGA. People, what are we talking about here? You're seriously going to tell me that this is MAGA? This is who's left in MAGA? This is what comprises MAGA? You know, I used to be proud to call myself MAGA. I'm not proud to be with these people. I'd be proud to be with these people. Despite their flaws and their faults, everyone is a human being. Everyone has done things that we're not proud of. But at least I believe this set of flawed beings loves America.